Everybody, welcome back to another weekday KPC Live. Where we discuss Korean topics related to society, culture, K-pop, entertainment, and all of that. Today we have a bunch of news. Of course, I am going to talk about the aftermath and the reactions to the plane crash, the tragedy that happened over the weekend. Korean society is still devastated and in sorrow. We are in officially national mourning period, so I'm going to cover some news that is happening after the whole incident. And other than that, I'm going to talk about an update in the current status of our impeached president. There has been a big news that has occurred just today. It's actually breaking news, so I'm going to be adding on to that. Also, let's talk about Squid Game Season 2, a brief review about it, and a little bit of a hiccup, if you want to call it that, by one of the actors sharing a very sketchy post on his Instagram account. So we're going to go into that. Also, we're going to talk about the year-end award with G-Dragon and other artists as well as K-pop music that kind of dominated 2024. I'm just going to be expecting to hear all your heated opinions about who was the song, what was the song, and who was the artist of the year and such. Last but not least, let's go into some Korean societal topics such as I guess this is more K-pop related, but extreme struggles about diets and such, especially in the case of the K-pop idol Hwasa and more. Also, we're going to be talking about more and more international students coming to Korea for the Korean dream, and why Koreans are compelled to stay busy and such. So we have a lot of news today in stock. Before we go on, let me greet every one of you guys. So let's see who is in the chat. So far, we have 170 people in the chat. Before we go on, please smash that like button so that more people can join us and watch the stream. Yes, Nikki, hello. Was expecting some G-Dragon talk. Yes. Miso Soup, hello, and Excellence, hello. Where are you all watching from? Please let me know where y'all are watching from. That's always delightful to see. I know today's timing is a little bit different than usual. It's because I had a all-nighter and I didn't get enough sleep, so I was like, I can't sacrifice too much sleep. Yeah, so I got 2 extra hours of sleep. It's better for me to do the live streams with a little bit more sleep on me. So yeah, watching from Los Angeles, California, Kansas, and Katie Girl watching from Seoul. Hello, and from Seattle, Indiana, NYC, Houston, San Diego, Minnesota, and Mexico, Singapore, Ohio, India, LA, Montreal, Philippines, and Malaysia. Okay, and Michigan. Great. So, Hong Kong, Canada. Well, we have the whole crew over here. Yeah, I expected more Americans to be in the chat as usual in this time zone. So, Annyeong from Vancouver. Okay, I needed to recognize that because you greeted me in Korean. Yes, hi from Seattle. My condolences to your country for the jet crash. Thank you so much. We need all the prayers in the meantime sent towards the family for them to cheer up and actually, get some strength in their current situation. Yes, so without further ado, let's go straight on into the topics. Of course, we have to talk about the airplane crash, the disaster that happened over the week. If you don't know what happened, you're probably living under a rock. I don't blame you because it's like Korean news, but it's been the biggest aviation disaster in Korean history. 179 were dead among 181. Only 2 survived, and the 2 were the cabin crew sitting at the tail side of the plane. So yes, I did a whole thorough live stream about that on the weekend. So please check out the previous live stream if you want some details. And I would like to give you an update, a little bit of what do you call it? An update from the previous live stream. So I didn't mention in that live stream that there was a first landing. The whole timeline was screwed up. So please take that into account when you're watching the previous live stream. So basically the plane was trying to land at first, but then there was something wrong with the engine or something. There was supposedly a bird strike, and the pilot had to take off one more time with a go around. And then on the second attempt to land, the tragedy occurred. The plane attempted a belly landing, and the wheels did not operate, and the landing gear did not operate. So it slid through, and then tragically it crashed into a concrete wall at the end of the airport. So yeah, that's basically the gist of what happened, and it's a huge tragedy. It's very just hard to process and talk about. The whole country is in sorrow right now. So let me give you the sentiment and what is happening after the whole tragedy. So it's been like 2 or 3 days so far. So if you go to the news over here, obviously, the search for cause is underway after the air disaster. So there are very much conflicting opinions about what. So there are investigations going on, and some people are saying the pilot might have, been under pressure, and he didn't operate some things properly. Some people say that the airport is at fault because of the wall at the end. It was made out of concrete, and normally that's not how airport structures are made. A lot of foreign officials and experts about aviation stepped up and talked about the weird structure of the airport and the antenna and all that set there. Some people are talking about like the airport not being responsible of like warding off birds and stuff, because this airport is in fact known as the airport with the most amount of bird strikes, and there is actually a lot of birds around this area. So everything is under investigation right now. The black box is yet to be recovered. They say because it is damaged, they need to recover it with very meticulous and sophisticated processes. So it's going to take at least more than a month, or maybe up to several months. So yeah, we'll have to see about the black box. Yes, and obviously, as you can see in the picture, there are national mournings and funerals going on nearby at the airport itself in Muan. All the politicians, all the important figures, and of course the families have gathered together to mourn together at the funeral. So yeah, there was a national funeral held, an emergency national funeral held, and the acting president went down to Muan to participate in such. So yeah, this is going on. It's truly a sad incident, and no audio at all now. I'm so sorry. Audio cut on certain time. I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know why that is happening. Sound is going in and out. I am so sorry about that. However, just to go on, I would like to let you guys know, I would like to ask you guys to refrain from speculation with certainty, because a lot of people are saying the reason is this, the reason is that, and I've seen a lot of people deducing that it was mostly the pilot's fault at the end and stuff like that. However, we don't know what really happened until the black box is opened and further investigation went on through. So it's very hard for the family, and the pilots also have a family too. They probably tried their best until the end. There was more evidence revealed that the pilots used like a special kind of engine thrusters and everything, which means they tried everything they could in the time being. So yeah, let's not jump to conclusions. Also, yes, about the blame over the concrete structure at Muan Airport, which amplified the crash impact. That is for a fact because it did collide into this structure, and which ended up in the explosion of the plane at the end. While the government and the airport itself has been defending themselves by saying that it was under international aviation protocol, and all the other runways from all the other international airports in Korea are even shorter than this, and there has been no problem whatsoever after multiple, like thousands and thousands of flights. Still, despite that, experts from overseas are investigating this issue by themselves, and they are coming out saying that that is indeed a very weird structure. They have never seen anything like that before. There were interviews conducted by the BBC and ex-pilots and ex-aviation, architects and experts coming out on YouTube, all investigating the situation, and in consensus, they said that the wall structure was abnormal. So yes, there might be some further revealings about the wall structure and such. So yeah, we'll have to wait on that. So you can see at the site over here, they are cleaning up the wreck, and the plane remnants are still there right in front of the wall. So definitely, yes, it was a Boeing airplane. I forgot the exact model, but I think it was a 737-800, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you know about it. Yes, and according to the article over here, International Civil Aviation Organization guidelines mandate that objects or facilities in the runway and adjacent safety area should be made of materials that easily break or deform upon impact to minimize damage to aircraft. In contrast to that, the structure here was made out of concrete. So yes. Additionally, structures should be designed with minimal height and weight where necessary. Korea's aviation safety operations standards also require that foundations for approved installations in runway safety areas should not extend more than 7.5 centimeters above ground and must be breakable. Yes. So yeah. The structure was built on mound reinforced with concrete, standing approximately 4 meters tall, with the concrete estimated to be 1 meter thick. Yes, so there are a lot of questions going on. There's a lot of blaming going on. I think it's going to be very critical at this point on where the blame and where the actual critical, reasoning of the accident is pointed to, because I guess, like for the families, they are going to get some financial aid and compensation for this whole tragedy. And the Jeju Air has put up an announcement that they are covered under like a multi-million-dollar insurance for the plane. However, after inspection, if there are any faults with the plane itself and about the management of the plane or the repairs or stuff like that, or if there are any faults from the airport or the structures, or if they didn't abide by the law, blah blah blah, and the insurance company is going to really dig deep into what is the creation of this cause, and that's going to determine the amount of the insurance money, and also will they actually deliver the money or not. So that is another important point right now. So everything's getting very, very technical, legal, and very scrutinized in detail. So we'll have to see how that unfolds. The black box is going to be definitely critical evidence. Yes. My daughter flew on a Boeing 737-800 yesterday in California on Southwest Airlines. I didn't tell her it was the same model. Yeah, speaking of, I actually have related news to that. So, yes. So 500 cancellations as soon as we opened on Monday morning. Travel agencies are flooded with cancellation inquiries. And as much as I feel bad for the travel agencies, because honestly, they've done nothing wrong. They don't deserve all these cancellations. It was a sudden accident that occurred. I understand the sentiment from the people too. While some people might be like hard T's saying like, statistically, it's not going to happen. It's totally fine. There's already like thousands of flights going on safely. Still, there are people that believe in bad energy and they just don't feel right and safe to go on a flight right after something massive like this happens. So I totally get it. But as I said, there are a lot of losses from the private companies or certain industries like the travel agencies and such, and they are taking devastating hits, and businesses as well. Not because of the national mourning period, a lot of the events and so on have been canceled. A lot of people aren't just dining out, they aren't celebrating. The whole nation is just in a very depressed mode right now. And I don't blame the people, I don't blame anything, but it is what it is, and it's just very, very frustrating for a lot of people. So as you can see, this is the general sentiment, what's going on, the atmosphere of the funeral. The family members at the airport, once strangers bonded overnight in shared grief, agreeing to delay funerals until all identifications have been finalized. So yes, this has been like a simplified version of a funeral, just to mourn and show respect to the bereaved. So they will have a proper funeral after the identifications. We can make our voices heard when we stay together, said the representative of the bereaved families. And the bereaved share the latest updates and exchange their thoughts on funeral related procedures and a possible change to the location of the joint memorial altar set up at Muan Sports Park. Yeah, so yes, this is what's going on. It's truly, truly sad. And in terms of identifying the victims of the air crash, the DNA results will not come up until January 8th. So that is, we still need a week or so. So families of Jeju air crash victim face prolonged grief. They have set up tents in the Muan airport over here from the Red Cross and organizations that are helping. The families are heart torn, and yes. They say we can't even hold a funeral until next Wednesday. My grandchild hasn't been identified yet. I can't even send them off properly. My poor baby. A grandmother's wails from one of the makeshift tents resonated across the airport. Living in tents labeled with identification numbers like 110 or 79 instead of their loved ones' names, families were devastated to hear they might not be able to claim the remains of their relatives until next Wednesday. So you have to understand, it's horrible, but because of the explosion and the plane catching on fire, a lot of the bodies were damaged. And they have to go through multiple DNA tests to actually identify who is who. And hopefully every single victim can be identified and the family members can, do a proper funeral and they can rest in peace. Joyce Levy, thank you for the $2. Is there a charity to donate for the victims? I have yet to have found a charity yet. I've been on the lookout for the past weekend. I'm not sure if there was an update. I just got up like a couple minutes ago today. So let me try to find one today, and if there are any updates, I will post it on my online community or the pinned comment of this video. So yeah, of course, moving on. As I said, all celebrations have been shut down. Even the New Year countdown has been canceled. Annually, every New Year's Eve, Koreans gather in front of Poshingak. This is in Chonggak, the city central of Seoul, right in front of the royal palace. And we usually ring this bell. It has a significant meaning towards us. And all these, what do you call them? First sunrise events have been canceled as well, because in Korean culture in the new year, families and friends and relatives usually gather and go to the coast, the eastern coast, and watch the first sunrise to wish luck, wish happiness and prosperity to their own selves and their family. However, everything like that has been canceled. Yes, and of course, these national events have been canceled, so even the private sectors and the entertainment sectors are following in suit as well. As you can see, Korean broadcasters have canceled their year-end award shows after the Jeju air crash, such as the SBS Entertainment Awards, or the MBC Acting Awards, or the MBC music performances and such. So, yeah, like a lot of people, as I said, a lot of industry people have been affected also by this event. Obviously, the K-pop idols and the companies and the broadcasting networks prepared a lot. They usually have special stages and such. And it's also a stage for the actors and the K-pop idols to get recognition for their activities for the year. However, because of this tragedy, yeah, that is now all canceled, and nobody's really complaining about it, but also it's a dual frustrating situation for a lot of other individuals as well. And as a matter of fact, as I mentioned myself, my own event at SeoulCon, which was one of the biggest events in Seoul, was canceled after this event. And I've heard so and so more cases about small individual business owners having their preparations and expenses, just evaporated. And so, yeah, there's a lot of mixed, feelings and frustration in the air right now, because it's affecting a lot of people's livelihoods, and there's a lot of questions in the air, and such and such. So, yeah, it's truly a very confusing and sad societal atmosphere right now. And amidst of this, of course, there's a lot of criticism as well. So in the entertainment sector, actress Chun Jong-seo posted a recent photo of herself on social media and then deleted it immediately because people criticized, please exercise self-restraint during the mourning period. So she uploaded this picture on her social media account. I guess it was a little life update of herself, like just a daily photo. But a lot of people started criticizing her in the comments, saying like, this is not the time to share yourself, in a van and doing whatsoever. There are other opinions as well too, like even if it's national mourning period, that doesn't mean you can restrain every single person's moves and any single kind of daily activity. The economy and life needs to go on as well. So there are debates about this. Chun Jong-seo has just recently got a lot of personal slanting of allegations of, I don't know, like rumors of her being on drugs or something like that. It's all, groundless rumors. I don't want to get sued. So there's a lot of just criticism against her in general. Yeah, so that has been basically what the country is like right now. It's just heartbreaking. It's a huge tragedy. The whole country is focused on doing the proper, funerals and procedures for the families, the bereaved. However, there's a lot of confusion on the individual and business sectors and all that on how we should function in this kind of setting. So after 7 days, I hope the country is going to rebound, because the country right now is in a very dark time. Yes. Are people having more quiet celebrations at home? I think that is the case. There will be very minimized parties. I don't think there will be parties at all. Prayers to South Korea right now. Thank you, Good Arrow. Have you heard the news about the government not paying 7 billion won to BTS for the Busan concert? Unfortunately, no. I don't think I've heard of that right now, because pretty much all the news is focused on the plane crash and some political turmoil that's going on right now. As I said, Korea is in very dark times, and in relation to that, right now what is happening is that the court has issued an arrest warrant to detain our former president, Yoon. So The Seoul court approved a request from investigative authorities to detain South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol over his short-lived martial law declaration on December 3rd, making him the first sitting president to face arrest in Korea's constitutional history. The Seoul Western District Court on Tuesday issued the warrant against Yoon on charges of leading and organizing the martial law declaration in early December, as well as abuse of power, according to legal sources. The court's decision comes a day after the joint investigation team probing the martial law case filed for a warrant for Yoon after he ignored these 3 successive summons requesting his attendance for questioning. Following the court's decision, authorities are given 48 hours to take Yoon into custody for questioning and to file the arrest warrant. So everything right now that is happening is extremely unprecedented. There has never been a president in history that has been detained while he is in office. So they are basically detaining him for the charges of mutiny, or I guess, like the martial law and abusement of power. He has, as the article said, rejected certain summonings and investigation attempts multiple times until now, using the Secret Service or just not receiving the mails and investigation callings and such. However, we have a certain different department in the Korean government called the it's an organization that cracks down on high profile government officials about like corruption cases or such and such. So the president is of course a high official, elected official as well. So yes, he falls under those categories. So there is legal standing for him to get investigated by this this organization. On the other side, there was just breaking news 1 hour ago from President Yoon. He said that he is not going to avoid the investigation at all. This is a situation where they are harmed rather than receiving special treatment because they are in power. This is a wrong translation, but what he's basically trying to say is that he's the victim right now. He's in a position of power, and he's not going to avoid the situation. He's just being picked on because like he's not the favorite of the people, and the opposition party is in power, and he's in a high position. So yeah, that side is abusing their power to pick on him and stuff. Basically, that's what he's saying. So at least he's not going to be able to avoid this investigation right now. And actually, though, this certain series of sequential impeachments of the president and the prime minister has created a lot of backlash in the political scene of Korea. The conservatives are actually consolidating more and more, while it was a little bit more one-sided against the president and the conservatives after the impeachment of the prime minister and also this investigation, the detainment of the president and such. The conservatives are also voicing their opinions more and more, saying that this is exactly why the president declared martial law. Everything in the parliament or the administrative office is paralyzed because of the opposition party. They are abusing their power to impeach every single official that they don't like. They are trying to use everything in their power to just cripple the government, and no matter, despite whatever ripple effects it has to the economy or whatever, this is not a time for absence in the office or political fights. However, the opposition party is abusing their power and such and such. So actually there is more and more backlash coming up, arising, and criticizing that, at the end, both political parties, all they want is power and authority, and they don't care about the nation's well-being. The country right now is in a very, very dark state. The Korean won has been at an all-time high. The economy is tanking because of a lot of these accidents happening and people not just inflation in general. The housing bubble is just about to pop. The birth rate is going down. We have a shortage of taxes. Trump is going to come into office, and he's about to put tariffs and pull the military out, or if not, we have to pay more, more fees, astronomical amount of fees and stuff. And amidst all of that, we have an absence in the chain of power, command, and all that. So, yeah. So the presidential election, if the Constitutional Court actually decides to impeach the president, is going to happen during April or May. And right now, the sentiment is that previously the opposition party ruler Lee Jae-myung was almost decisively going to be the president according to the polls, but the conservative sides are, countering right now, and they are putting out the slogan, "Even so," like parentheses, the impeachment and martial law. Even so, we cannot accept Lee Jae-myung. And that's actually just like solidifying a lot of the conservatives. And they're saying, yeah, we cannot have Lee Jae-myung as president. So we're going to have to see what's going on with the political scene in Korea. Right now, it's heavily, heavily divided. A lot of people are just worried in general that the country is going to tank, and Korea's time is like we only have a decade left until we're riding this, glamorous ride of the K-wave and all our recent successes in economy and blah, blah, blah. So yes, that it is very, very frustrating times. In the middle of that, before we go on, let's just read some comments. Do you think an arrest warrant is heavy-handed? What do you mean by heavy-handed? Is it taken heavily? If that's the case, yes, it is extremely, it's a very critical issue right now. How on earth is he victimizing himself? Wrong approach. There are, as I said, the majority thinks that the martial law and everything was out of it. He was out of his mind. He's insane. He's a dictator and such. But at the same time, now, as I said, because of the context and the opposition party may be going too far with everything right now, some people are actually seeing his point on why he had to declare martial law and stuff. So, as I said, there's a lot of division here. Yes, it's true. In my opinion, both parties are equally bad. Yeah, that's the case for a lot of countries and their political parties. Yes, so to go on, of course, in the middle of all this, Squid Game has came out. I don't know if you've watched the whole series yet or not. I've viewed the whole series over a single night in like 5 hours or something like that with 2x speed. But because there were mixed reactions for season 2, basically it's, the Korean public and the media is afraid to say that it was a flop because, there's a lot of money invested into it. There was a lot of marketing into it. It's one of our killer series. It was the most watched series in the world, which was a Korean one. So a lot of Koreans have pride over it. However, a lot of Koreans on online communities and such are admitting that it was a flop. It was it was bad. It wasn't worth watching. It was boring. That's the general consensus over the series. I'm not trying to exaggerate or anything. Generally, I've asked all my friends too, and they've said, oh, it's boring. Yes. And if you see in this article, because accordingly to those mixed reactions, the Squid Game actor speaks out about these mixed reactions. This is an actor, Hwasa, which was in the series, and he says that the real games begin in season 3. So I don't know what you thought about the series. Please let me know in the chat if you thought it was good, if you rated a 5 out of 10 or whatever. Let me know in the comments. I personally, just to voice my opinion about the series, I agree with the general sentiment that it was very boring. I thought it was dragging on too much. There was a lot of unnecessary narrative. They could have just shortened the first 2 episodes into like a 30-minute montage sequence or something like that. And as a lot of people think, season 2 was basically just a build-up for season 3. So it's like a limbo phase over there. And there's a lot of speculation, including my own personal one, that because because Netflix wanted to milk out from this Squid Game IP. Of course, they want more, subscriptions and more revenue, and they want to prolong the hype over Netflix and its series, right? I think this is just my speculation. I think probably there were like executive demands towards the director or the series itself, requiring it to be a little bit dragged on so that they could extend it to a season 3. I think that would be the probable reasoning for why season 2 was so slow paced and it just cut in the middle. So in my personal opinion, I think season 2 and season 3 should have been one, and it should have been more fast paced, and there should have been a more dramatic and very sensational effect to the series. If that was the case, I'm sure it would have been like a mind blowing series. But however, if you see the series itself, season 2, the voting process takes forever. The games are repetitive. They take forever. There is very unnecessary focusing on some of the minor characters. The actors themselves are A-list top tier actors, but some of them don't get much of a role. And yeah, like there's a lot of people that just don't understand the motivation for Ki-hoon, the main character, to go back in the games afterwards as well. Him suddenly being the Mockingjay and the Katniss Everdeen to just destroy the series and stuff like that. So there's a lot of criticism going on right now. On the side note, T.O.P., the former Big Bang member, is getting criticized a lot on Korean internet for his supposedly cringy acting. I'm sure the director gave him those directions and those lines and that rap part. But a lot of people are just very disturbed by his presence being spotlighted a lot, more than other actors, and him with all his rap lines. There's a lot of memes circulating on the internet with his rap part and his flirting part, them mixing it up with past Big Bang beats and stuff, and all that. But yeah, a lot of people just criticizing him for his cringy acting. I thought it was pretty good. I thought he was just being cringy on purpose. That's the purpose of his character, right? But I guess like he just doesn't have he's just not in the good eye from the public, and people are just going to criticize him, whatever. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Yes, wasn't as good as the first one, but that wasn't a big surprise. Exactly, because like if you have one of these big series, the second series never really exceeds the reputation of the first, right? That's usually the case, and that was why I was worried. And I was worried even more because they were just putting in so much money, like for the actor fees, for the production and the marketing in specific. Like there was localized marketing all over the world, and it was crazy. Filler episodes in a show, I had never heard of that happening. Yeah, that's basically what I felt. It's a filler season. I mean, I wouldn't say it's entirely a filler season, but it could have been better if they just combined season 2 and season 3. So season 3 is coming out in a few months from some sources, what they say. So that definitely means they're in the production right now. So if they could have just combined them too. I thought it was good. 7 or 8 out of 10. It was a good watch. Okay. I want to give some respect for thinking of more diverse like Korean childhood games, like the Kongi Nori, or like the three-legged racing and stuff, and the similar thing to the musical chair. Spoilers, I'm so sorry. But yeah, stuff like that. However, I don't think there wasn't that much impact compared to the first series in terms of the game and itself too. So yeah. Yes, the Russian roulette scene was just outstanding. So yes, I have to give my points for the Russian roulette scene too. Kongyu really just hard carried with his acting. It was full of suspense. I didn't really know why like I didn't really get like the behind what do you call it, the hidden meaning behind his whole narrative. I think maybe there might be a little bit of more unrevealed stories behind the Dakji guy in season 3 in terms of like, you know, flashbacks or stuff, but it wasn't really explained on why he was just like going crazy in the park, like mushing all those bread and all that. I think it's basically him just ridiculing the people, the message of the front man himself. Like, he's letting everybody have like free will. Like, of course there is like a coerced, like forced environment. He's manipulating and gaslighting people, basically, like poor people and people in poverty that are on the brink of, you know, they have no other choice. They're just on the edge of their lives. So who wouldn't choose that? However, I think Gong-yu was just ridiculing the people in the park, suggesting them, like, are you going to get a lottery ticket or bread that's just going to like feed you for, it's more crucial to your survival and your well-being, right, than a lottery ticket where you have no other chance. So that was like I guess like a condensed what do you call it? Representation of the Squid Games itself. It was a mini Squid Game of itself, and just showing how people are just short-sighted. They are greedy, and you know, even if they're given a chance of survival, it's their own will to just F themselves up and stuff. So yeah, and then he was like, yeah, if you don't take this chance, you didn't take it, so I'm just gonna like rub it in your face. Yeah, rub it. Yeah, and all that. So I think that was the meaning of the scene. But in general, I was like, yeah. And the spoilers ahead, but just what this one sentence, but the whole machine gun, like the whole fighting scene and all that, that was like kind of, that was weird too, because like if I were in the games and someone just leaded me and said like, let's throw a coup and let's go against the people, let's steal their guns and all that, when you see a whole army, I don't think it would be easy to convince like even 10 people to be on your side. But for the progress of the story, I get it. Yeah. Anyways, there are a lot of things people are criticizing. Yes. His acting was great. Yes, Gong-yu. He was a cringy rap dude. That was the character. Exactly. Yeah. But you gotta know that Korean people are making the most fun out of him right now. Yes. The Russian roulette scene was an affirmation of the main character's character arc on so many layers. The scene was so well written. Yeah, I could see Ki-hoon, you know, pulling the trigger at the end, him couraging up, and you know, you can see that he's changed now. He has the determination, and he wins over, you know, he pushes his narrative through by saying like, say you are a dog of Squid Game, and the Gong-yu doesn't want to admit, and then he just like does that. But anyways, I'll just like refrain from putting more spoilers out. Anyways, moving to the actual tea related to Squid Game right now. What is happening? You saw on the title. You might be wondering what that is. The popular actor from Squid Game, his name is Park Sung-hoon. I always known him as Chun Jae-jun from The Glory. Everybody knows him as Chun Jae-jun. Nobody knows him by his real name. This popular actor disgusted netizens by posting AV, that means adult video. It's like porn, basically. Parody cover of Squid Game. Netizens were disappointed. Duh. Yeah, so this is the guy, Chun Jae-jun. He plays the transgender role in Squid Game Season 2. He was actually complimented a lot for his good acting, and his arc was pretty touching and you know, emotional too. So there was a lot of compliments, but he just ruined his own party. He rained on his own parade because he posted a photo of a porn cover parody of the Netflix series Squid Game on his Instagram story. This post was immediately deleted after it was posted. The photo in question revealed Japanese porn actresses parodying the show while naked. So if you're underage and you don't like nudity, and if you're not ready to see this porn cover, there's a picture below. I'm going to scroll down right now, so cover up your screen or just don't look at it, but it might be disturbing, okay? So this is his Instagram account, his handle over here. It's called Box a Bum. So I'll show you the cover of it. So this is the porn cover over here. It's a little bit, yeah. So anyways, they have the Squid Game theme going on. They localized it into Japanese with all the color themes and all that. And you can see like the thumbnails are pretty, yeah. No comments. So the photo spread through online community boards and was met with huge criticism and disappointment. Korean man being Korean man? What the fuck is wrong with this whole cast full of disgusting men? Is it part of Squid Game's contract for all the male actors to be evil or something? And his entertainment company, his label, came out saying Park Sung-woon received many DMs on social media and accidentally uploaded it while checking DMs. The actor himself is also surprised and apologizes for making such a mistake in the times. He will be careful not to let something like this happen again. Believe it or not. Yes, so basically what he is claiming is that he received multiple DMs, like thousands of DMs on his Instagram account, and among them, someone sent a photo, and that photo was the poster of the porn for the Squid Game parody, and he clicked on it, and his fingers slipped or something happened. He had butterfingers or whatever, and it accidentally, it's like, whoops, and it went on the story. So I don't know how that happens, but whoops, oh, my phone. And then he just like dropped it on the ground, or his dog or cat suddenly came and pressed on that DM and pressed send, share on Instagram story. So that happened. Yeah, so anyways, he deleted it very fast, but it was screen capped by everybody, and now it's circulating on Twitter a lot, and Korean girls are like actually very, very disgusted over him, and they're like, oh, I really liked his acting and all that, but it's so disappointing. And not even on the moral side, but even from the industry people and, you know, just normal people, they're like, that's very unprofessional. You know, Squid Game right now is in premiere. Like, you know, it actually got like a global, it debuted as #1 series in all global Netflix charts right now. It's actually at a good high. But that's just like, you know, some people say it's noise marketing, but you know, so yeah. So how does that happen? I cannot understand how it happened. Like sometimes you see reels of yourself, like washing your hands and then the water spraying on your phone, and then it's just like actually accidentally triggers the whole phone and like it moves by itself and uploads like nude pics and stuff like that. Maybe that's what happened. He was washing his hand and water just dropped on it. But I don't know. Well, yeah. Well, at least he gave out his excuse, and yeah, it seems like it's not like huge news right now, and it's acting in his favor because the whole the news scene right now is covered with the tragedy and the political stuff. So yeah, I think it's gonna slide, but however, it was a big hiccup. Yes. Yeah, actually though, like, there was a case when the ex-president Moon Jae-in's account was hacked too, and on his Twitter account, there was a porn, poster posted on there as well. So, yeah, things like that can happen. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt, I guess, right? Some people are speculating that, he was I don't think this is probable, but some people are saying that the likely scenario might be he wanted to share it with his like close friends' Instagram story, so only his close friends could see it. But like really using your actor like official account Nah, I don't think that's a possibility. So yeah, that's no. That's a no. Yes. Honestly, a friend probably sent it to him as a joke and he accidentally posted it. Doesn't make sense why he'd post it on purpose. Exactly. Yeah, right. Maybe it was a mistake because why on earth would he post that willingly? Exactly. Everyone knows it's an accident, right? Like, he didn't post it intentionally. I think, this is what I think happened. He probably accidentally or not, intentionally or not, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. He accidentally downloaded that picture from his DM or some other source on the internet. It was on his phone. And normally if you go to Instagram story and if you want to post something, it shows you the first picture. The first picture is just pops up. And there the Butterfingers were activated and then suddenly and he dropped his phone and it was posted. Maybe something like that. That's the most probable scenario. He couldn't see the color. He's gonna get canceled. He's already canceled, but as I said, the news isn't circulating that much. Yeah. I don't understand how they end up accidentally post something like that. Exactly, right? So, yeah. So moving on. Squid Game Season 2 dominates Netflix, but critical reception is mixed, as I said before. I was so sad. Okay, spoiler alert. Plug your ears. I said it 3 times. This girl, when she died, I was so heartbroken. And I was so frustrated with this 125 guy, this nerd guy, this introvert guy. I wanted to punch him in the face. He's like the biggest coward in the series. I know this is a build up and he's probably gonna do some very gracious sacrifice or he's gonna step up in series 3 and stuff. And he's probably gonna do some kind of big role because they're just building up everything for him. Or maybe he's just gonna remain as a nerd a loser until the end, and he's gonna be one of the biggest villains. Until now, he's been the biggest villain, so yeah, maybe that's going to happen. But yeah, I was so sad when the girl got stabbed and stuff and killed. I thought she was gonna survive because she was a baddie, she was going against all the bad guys. Yeah, so she didn't deserve that, right? Anyways, yeah, and another article about the actor Park Sung-hoon apologizing for mistakenly posting the explicit parody of Squid Game over here. Yeah, so yeah, he received a DM and all that. The actor himself deeply shocked, feels extremely sorry, and it's not going to happen again. Yes. So, yeah, we've covered some news so far. After this, I'm going to do news about the K-pop scene, wrapping up 2024, about the G-Dragon performance and some good news about him caring for his fans and some Korean societal commentaries. But before we go on into that, let's have a short intermission of 5 minutes. Please allow me those 5 minutes to announce something very important. If you go to my website, Piroso, my online store, Piroso, it has the most authentic and unique Korean products curated. And for the past few weeks, I've been promoting the SBDC Global Package promotion plan in cooperation with the Small and Medium Business Distribution Center. And we support small businesses in Korea that are trying to make it into the global market. And some products we received from promotion on KPC and Piroso were these products. So you've probably seen them over the past few weeks. This particular cosmetic, this face cream has sold out like crazy. I didn't expect that. That is amazing. I just have it right over here. Yeah, I've been using it really well so far. And we have the thank you soap, the carnation soap you can gift to your friends or family or relatives, whoever you want to thank. We have the wine stoppers over here, the very cute wine stoppers. You can put on any kind of glass. It fits multi glasses. So yeah, these are in theme with the Korean king and queen. And we have the wrist strap and support. Oh, Jin is here. Wrist support here. So yeah, it comes in colors of pink, dark gray and black as well, so you can check that out. But today I want to promote the last product of this promotion plan, which is a layer puzzle. It's a game, and I know it might be pretty random to introduce you to you guys. However, once I actually got into it, it was pretty interesting. So the layer puzzle is the ultimate memory and focus game over here, and there are English instructions included, so you will be able to play them. It's not as difficult as it seems. I've actually tried it out. So it comes in with this composition over here. You can play it with 4 people or by yourself or 2 people or 3 people or whatsoever. So yeah, how you play it, it's enjoyable for all ages. It's short, immersive gameplay, easy to learn, hard to master though. Replayable with multiple modes, addictive and competitive fun. So I'll let you guys know how to play it basically. Like, there is a YouTube video over here where you can see the whole process of how you play it. So you can check this video out with English automated subs. But basically, let me just show you guys how it looks. So this is the box for the layer puzzle over here. And as you can see, it comes with multiple hologram, I guess like transparent layers. And there are English instructions in the back. There are English instructions inside as well. Each round takes like about 10 minutes, up to 4 people. And as you can see, there are multiple English instructions inside. So if you want to try out a new, IQ game or whatsoever, this is the perfect product for you. So basically what happens is, like, you have 4 layers of transparent boards over here. And then you get the figure cards. So there are multiple figure cards, like you draw each one of them for each round. And then what you do is basically you designate your own card. So you're either like player A or B or C or D, right? So you see on the top of these boards, you see those like designated spots, right? So if you're player A and you want to go with this figure over here, you put your card over here. And then what you do is, like, you can draw that figure on any part of your A section. I'm sorry, it was the section over here. So each player goes around and designates the section they want to choose, and you can draw the figure on any kind of section over here. And what happens at the end is, turn after turn, you switch these transparent things. So like for each round, you would put like one shape on A, one shape on B, one shape on D, and then after you fill this round, the first round, you go on to the second one, and then you stack them on top at the end. And the person with the most non-overlapping squares, so the person with the most empty squares, you count them all, and that person wins the game. So it's a memory game, so you have to memorize where you drew your figures, and then after 4 rounds, after a whole round, like, you overlap them, and that's how you win. So it's pretty fun. I know it sounds very complicated when I'm explaining it, but I've actually tried it myself. It's pretty easy, so don't worry about it. There are markers inside so that you can, write and erase on the transparent boards. So it's very, very well packaged. So go check it out. It's the perfect game. You can gift your, kids or friends or family for the new year. You can just gather around and maybe play it with them. So check it out. So, please check out the layer puzzle and all of our other products from the SBDC Global package. Shout out to them for collaborating with us. And another thing, very excited to showcase you guys this. Piroso has finally made their new calligraphy hoodies. We have dropped a new batch of hoodies, finally. And as you can see over here, it's a very unique design. This is the mugunghwa, which is our national flower. In English, I think they call it the hibiscus, or like it's a kind of a hibiscus. So this is the design over here. It comes in black and white. Right now, we are doing the pre-order until January 10th. You have 10 days left to get a 10% exclusive discount. The sizes come up till 3X large over here, so it's sufficient for everybody. And as you can see, we did like a massive photo shoot at Gwangjang Market over here with two of our friend models. You might notice him. He is like a Korean language influencer over here. So this is the hoodie tee over here, the Mugunghwa t-shirt. So go check it out on our site. And also we have the Namsan design as well. So Namsan Tower is definitely the most iconic figure in Seoul and Korea. So if you've ever been to Seoul or visited Seoul, you've probably went to Namsan Tower. So this is also a drawing of Namsan Tower over here. And if you flip by, you can see the pictures of how it looks when it's worn on top of people. And this is our Korean logo, by the way. So you have the English logo over here. We made a new Korean logo out of Korean traditional calligraphy. So yeah, go check this out. I think I'm really proud of the design over here. A lot of people love the Mugunghwa. A lot of people love the artistic look of the Namsan design over here. So we explained the whole story of it over here. And beware, because this is a pre-sale. After the pre-sale, they will be shipped collectively. So yeah, go check it out. There's brand identity in the Korean calligraphy over here. This was the whole process of us developing the Korean calligraphy. Super interesting, right? I actually made a video overnight. That was the video I was working on for the whole night. It's going to be updated to this site in a few moments. Yeah, we have the whole backstory of Namsan Tower and the Mugunghwa over here. And we did meticulous searching in the fabric, and we went to multiple factories and tried out printing ingredients and all that. You can see me over here kind of burnt out at our office. So yeah, go check the story out even if you're not interested in buying. So yeah, check it out over here. Biroso.net, biroso.net. I don't know if it is active right now, but as a matter of fact, we are doing an exclusive special coupon event right now. If you purchase the Biroso hoodie during the pre-order period, you will get an extra 15% discount on any other item you purchase on Biroso as well. But just note that because they're going to be packaged together, they will probably come after this date. Yeah, just so beware about that. But get this 10% discount while you can, and that extra 15% discount for any other item on Biroso as well. Yeah, so that was it. Hopefully you can post your pictures wearing our hoodies. It's really, really neat. Actually, the one I'm wearing right now is the gray version of it. It's a protocol version, so it's not exactly the same. As I said, we tested a lot of garments. In the back over there, I will show you the actual physical looks of the hoodies. So yeah, it's very oversized and it has a loose fit. It's really, really neat. The Mugunghwa one has the English logo on front. It's a little bit more modern and trendy. So you can see like these metallic attachments over here. And you can see this one has a Korean logo in the front. And we have the Namsan with the English logo in the back. And this one on the bottom, you can see the Korean logo over here. So go check it out, guys, on Biroso, please. Okay. There we go. So hope you like the hoodies. Hope you like it. Yeah, let me know what you think about it. Let's see. The game was nicely made. Yes, thank you so much. Like a complex bingo. Yes. Do you die if you lose? No, it's not Squid Game. Okay. No comments about the hoodie? It's not good? Except I'm trying to ignore excellence because you keep on saying you know what hoodie we want. No, not that hoodie. So yeah, let me know if you like the hoodie's design or not. So moving on, let's finish up the news for today. I'm gonna move quickly because I'm on a tight schedule and I need to go to Busan today. So yes, for G-Dragon, is there a code? There is no code. All you have to do is just buy the hoodie and you will get a 15% discount automatically on other products. Yes. I think that's how it works. If that's not how it works, I will update you in the pinned comments. Yes. The process behind it makes it extra interesting. Yes. Go check out the video once it gets uploaded. Yes, it's actually on YouTube right now. So, about G-Dragon. All the amazing gifts G-Dragon prepared for fans at the 2024 SBS Gayodaejeon recording. So, you know, G-Dragon has been very active nowadays with Power and Home Sweet Home. But this is another unprecedented God act from G-Dragon. So basically at SBS Gayodaejeon recording, he provided all this stuff for his fans over here. It's a proud moment to be a VIP and a GD fan. He actually gave out a Peace -1 bag with the tape and a power cap and these delicious foods and photo cards and a hand-signed card over here to his fans. This is unprecedented amount of fan service. He even gave out flowers, daisies, like his famous Peace -1 daisies, and I think is one petal plucked out. And he's the home sweet. There's the Home Sweet Home, you know, food package over here. Little stick. Everyone's like crying, like bombarded by his sweetness and caring sentiment for his fans. And look at that. Yeah, like look at these sweet desserts, the quality of them. Wow. Look at these caterings. Wow, they are crazy. Wow. It's a very proud moment to be a GD fan on site, right? I mean, these were a selected few to get to go to Gayodaejeon, but like the amount of goods and things he gave. 지용이 덕분에 빕들은 배부를 거야. Yeah. All in his accent, like coffee, latte, aid, lemonade, iced tea, all of these kind of things. Wow, this is crazy. He is King GD after all. So I just had to show this to you guys because wow, this amount of fan service. And I'm jealous of this the most, the Peace -1 merch. Oh my god, the VIP and the heart. Wow, and his like he's just like a non-bothered king over here because like the photos of him is like just with him without any makeup in his daily life. This is probably during like dance practice or something. And it's just so, I mean, it's weird to say adorable to a hyung of mine, but like still, in idol terms, very adorable. 일단 이거라도 아직 시작도 안 돼. Like this is just the beginning. So he's probably gonna bombard them with more and more things. Exclusive hat and scarf. Oh my god. Oh my god. I better not see this on the second-hand market. I better not see this on 당근 market because I know for a fact some people might sell this with a premium. But I am so jealous. I'm so jealous. Dang. But GD is definitely slaying right now with the year-end awards. Although they were canceled, but the ones up till now, the Mama performance and everything he's releasing right now. Okay, speaking of that, let's segue into that actually. Is the XL US XL? No, it is not. It is Korean XL. So please try to type, you know, Korean XL size, X large size, or I would actually recommend like size upping, you know, because hoodies can always be like good looking if it's like boxy and comfortable, right? So please consider that. I'll try to add like a size sheet to the product. Yeah. So, so way to go, GD. King GD over there. Always delivering, right? What a nice guy, right? I stand the right person. So, speaking of, I was about to say, like when I was working overnight yesterday, the 4 songs that were on repeat was Power, Home Sweet Home, aespa's Whiplash, and Rose's 아파트. And those 4 songs were on repeat. I still like hear the melody in my head right now because I've been hearing it for like 6 hours consecutively. But I want to see in the chat, what do you think is song of the year? And who do you think is the artist of the year in your own terms? Since we don't have like the year-end award shows, I'm sure they will like announce them on the internet and social media and stuff. But let's do our own KPC, SOTY, and AOTY. It's a very hard one because we got strong contestants like G-Dragon, Rose, and aespa. I think it definitely has to be among these 3 for sure. for sure it has to be among these three, but every one of them has a major impact in 2024, so it's super hard to decide. Like literally, these songs have been on repeat every single time I'm working right now. Who do you think deserves Song of the Year and Artist of the Year for your own self? Home Sweet Home over here, Bruno Mars 아파트, Rosé 아파트, aespa's Whiplash. Rosé's Toxic Till the End. I've listened to this song a lot of times too. So choose. It's 아파트. Okay, Skitty says 아파트. Sunny says Rosé as well. A lot of people choosing Rosé. Oh, am I missing some of the chats? Honestly, 아파트 was the Gangnam Style of 2024. There were so many good songs this year. Exactly. May James says 아파트. I say Rosé, but it's really Bruno Mars taking over K-pop. Okay. No other opinions? We want some diversity in the chat, hopefully. And I see 400 people of you watching, so you might as well join with the chat over here. GD says Love Bug Kiwi. Stray Kids for me, 아파트 for sure. Doll Baby says 아파트. JCM, Rosé. Just cause Bruno was on the song made it more popular. Amajani says 아파트. 2024 was an amazing year for K-pop. Not gonna lie, yeah, we got the comeback of Big Bang, GD. Yeah, we didn't even imagine seeing that. We got Rosé with Bruno Mars. aespa had a crazy year, to be honest. Honestly though, okay, don't hate me guys, because you guys know I'm a hardcore VIP GD Big Bang stan. I love Blackpink. Go watch my reactions from the old days. I go crazy over Blackpink. I've hyped over 아파트 for so long, but I'm gonna speak my mind. I think Artist of the Year should be aespa. That's just my take. Don't hate me. No. Stop with the fan wars and stop with the hate. I'm sorry. Stop with the cancellation. But I'm gonna speak my mind. I think aespa deserves Artist of the Year this year. Song of the Year might go to 아파트, but still, like, K-pop wise and artistic wise and impact wise, like both internationally and domestic. I guess internationally you can't even challenge with 아파트, but still I would have to stand my ground on aespa being very steady, consistent, active, and charismatic with their performances and songs slapping with Whiplash, Armageddon, and what was the other song that was crazy good? It's slipping through my mind right now, but aespa was just crazy this year. So I want to just give a shout out to aespa. My own Artist of the Year goes to aespa. Yes. Song of the Year, I admit it has to be 아파트 because like it's just like data wise, you know. Song of the Year, 아파트. Otherwise, Supernova. Yes, Supernova. Yes. Yeah, and Artist of the Year is aespa for sure, for me, in my terms. And Julia and I definitely agree. Yes. aespa all the way this year. Yes. So, well done to aespa. I just wanted to give you a shout out. If you were watching Ning Ning, or if you're watching Giselle, Karina, or Winter, please DM me. I would be willing to date any one of you. I'm just kidding. Oh my god, are people gonna clip this and make me a Delulu person? But yeah, cough, Karina, cough. No, it's not the bias. I'm telling you, it is not the bias. I'm being super objective, and aespa literally really slapped this year with Supernova, Armageddon, and Whiplash. Whiplash is crazy. Just look at their music videos, guys. Like, actually do a sit down and watch their music videos. It's actually literally crazy. Yeah. Anyways. Thanos should be Artist of the Year. Yes. The Thanos in Squid Game. Yeah, but Rosé's album was a masterpiece too. I really love the color, her own personal color, and the ballads she sung in the album too. With a little sprinkle of joy with 아파트 and the virality of it. And GD King for sure with his comeback with Home Sweet Home and Power. Crazy good. Yeah, but GD is just in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, let's just say he's in the Hall of Fame. He's just doing his own stuff. He doesn't care, but still, like, he puts out whatever he wants and the public still loves it. So, yeah. Anyways. Okay. Let's go on. So that was my own projection of like Artist of the Year and Song of the Year. Let me know if you have different opinions in the comments after the stream. And 521 people watching ever since I mentioned G-Dragon, Rose, and aespa. So this is the power of the kings and queens of K-pop, I guess. And now let's go on into some social news about Korea. And let's wrap this up real quick because I'm running out of time. So, female K-pop idols reveal struggles with extreme dieting on this recent documentary called Bodymentary. It was broadcasted on SBS, and Hwasa was on the documentary, and she confessed that she had this is anorexia, and she had depression because of the pressure of having to lose weight in the K-pop industry. So if you're interested in this, I'm pretty sure there might be subtitles. Well, for this documentary, I think it's going to be very interesting. But from legendary artist Kim Won-sun to Hwasa of Mamamoo, female artists spoke about health issues and the emotional struggles that have been long hidden behind K-pop industry's glamorous facade. Soyu, also a member of Sistar, revealed the relentless pressure she faced during her trainee days in her interview for the show. She said, "I had to weigh myself daily and was constantly judged. At one point, I collapsed on the street from sudden weight loss and was rushed to the ER. Despite receiving intravenous fluids as a quick treatment, her anxiety about gaining weight persisted, leading her to develop panic disorder." And also, she described that height minus 120 formula, an unrealistic expectation where a female idol's weight should equal their height in centimeters minus 120. Actually, this is what I said during K Explorer's recent video about how Koreans are so skinny and stuff. So this is an extreme formula. I know, I recognize that. But normally in Korea, there is this formula of height minus 110, not 120. I think that is idol standards, and that's extremely harsh. So for me, I'm 180 centimeters. So usually if you want minus 110 from that, that's your like good looking weight in terms of Korean beauty standards. So for me, I would be good looking if I'm 70 kilograms. Right now, I'm 80 kilograms, so I'm 10 kilograms above that ideal Korean beauty standard formula. So for women, if you're like 165 minus 110 would be 55 kilograms. I know that's really just, there's not much body fat, or it's not healthy to think in weight. BMI and all that is more important, but still, like, this is the general rule of thumb of beauty standards in Korea that's going on. But it's crazy to see that an extra 10 plus kilograms are subtracted from that general formula over there. Height minus 120 is crazy. That's like, you bones. Yeah, this calculation followed us like a rule, leaving us obsessing over numbers. Honestly, though, the society that, just pushes this kind of rule is really, really just toxic. Yeah, another girl group Seeker member, Hwasa, who struggled with binge eating and intense fasting, reflected on her career when she weighed around 50 kilograms. 50 is really, really skinny. And yeah, I've met a lot of women where their ideal weight is always 48 kilograms when they're still like 160 and above. So it's always around like 48 to 50 kilograms where people, like Korean girls, like to be very slim. So they always fast, they always diet, they only eat salad one time a day and stuff like that. So yeah, for idols, it must have been even harsh because they're scrutinized in front of the screen by the public, right? And they get called fat if they have like a slow-mo cam of them dancing and there's like a little belly fat over there. So it must be very, very painful. I felt like I wasn't fulfilling my professional duties, she recalled. And Mamamoo member Hwasa, known for challenging conventional beauty norms in the K-pop industry, also discussed the backlash she faced during her debut. So even Hwasa, the queen of not given an F of beauty standards of Korea, she's the unconventional beauty standard of Korea. She recalled fans' petitions urging her removal from the group due to her appearance. So yeah, she has kind of like tan skin. Her facial figures aren't really like the beauty standard of Korea. I guess like her body figure, her body proportion and all that isn't really like the typical K-pop idol look, right? Like people like, I'm a perpetrator of this too, but normally people like figures like Chang Won-young. We call it Changka Seolyu. These are the 4 queens of K-pop currently right now. Changwon-young, Karina, Seolyun from MNIX, and who's Yu? Yuna from ITZY. Changka Seolyu is the four queens of K-pop. But if you see all of them, align them all up. Of course, they have their own unique looks, but they're all very like pale. They're all very like long and skinny and all that, and their facial features are very like, you know, to some extent very plastic surgery. Like, I'm not saying they got plastic surgery, but like very round eyes, very sharp jaw lines, and all that, big nose, yeah, all that. So Hwasa was facing all this difficulties during her debut, and she recalled, back then the beauty standards were incredibly rigid. It felt like an inescapable part of being an idol. I once secretly ate a black sesame rice cake and felt such guilt that I vomited. This led to anorexia and depression. So this is a really hard thing to confess in front of the screen. And also, Han Seung-yeon, I think she's from Kara, yes, from Kara, recounted the extreme measures she took during the promotions for the group's hit song Mr. And I barely drank water for months during our activities. Eventually, I became so thin that I fainted. This is crazy. She suffered from a rash of an unknown cause which took 7 years to heal. This is crazy. And Kim Won-sun, who's also like a OG, I don't think K-pop, but like an icon, pop icon of the late 1980s, was not spared as well. She described how a serious car accident caused her to lose 4 to 5 kilograms overnight, weight she kept off for 15 years after receiving praise for her slender figure. Yes. National Health Insurance Services statistics released that last July showed a 97.5% increase in anorexia cases among women under 20 from 2018 to 2022. So this is very, very concerning, and I know that Korean beauty standards are just through the roof. It's just crazy. It's just so harsh, and there are pros and cons of it, definitely. You know, a lot of people in the world, you know, like Korean K-beauty, and they think Korean men and women are well maintained and very, you know, slim and fit and all that. And then we work out for ourselves. So we have a general sense of like taking care of ourselves. So even if we don't really have like obesity problems. However, it goes to the other polar side, and we take it too far where it goes to the extent of anorexia and vomiting and depression and, you know, like social pressure that you're fat, I'm not accepted and all that. Even myself, like a lot of my friends, they say I'm fat. So I constantly get, you know, very, very stressed out. But imagine how it's like in the K-pop scene where like looks are more than half of what determines your success and all. So it's just very, very harsh. But I'm glad that this kind of documentary is coming out and just, you know, criticizing it and doing some kind of social commentary on it, so that more people get aware that it's okay to be chubby. It's okay to be healthy. Like, you know, you don't have to be a stick, you know, so you don't have to be all bones. So yeah, now I want cake. Yes, everybody just should think like Chandler over here. Like, if you want to eat something, go eat it, right? So, yeah. I heard the body can survive without food, but you must have water. I think that is where they get their diets from. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's mind-blowing. Sesame cake would be delicious right now. Actually, I'm going to go get some cake after this. I need some sugar in my veins because I didn't sleep. Yeah, so anyways, on to the next news. Hallyu brokers and students' Korean dreams. Foreign graduates, 8.2% are locally hired, 28.6% left the country, over 50% unknown. So, yeah, okay, this is probably an AI-generated image. You can see all the eyes kind of drooping down over here. That's kind of grotesque. Yeah. An AI image of international students generated. Okay. But anyway, South Korean universities are witnessing a transformative shift in their cultural landscape brought by a surge in number of the international students. Yeah, this is pretty obvious. The trend was stagnant during the past, steadily increased over the decades, amounting 180,000 as of 2023. That is more than double of the numbers 10 years ago. Obviously, because of the Korean wave and people want to explore Korea more. And we're somewhat of a developed society, a safe and clean society, a convenient one. A lot of people want to move here and study. Yes, a number of foreign students in Korea has peaked right now at 2023. I'm expecting it to go even more up. Maybe not because of the martial law news and all of these tragic news going on. But while students from Asia make up to 89% of the total, some 6% came from Europe, 2.3% from North America, 1.5% from Africa, less than 1% from each South America and Oceania. We need more people from South America and Australia and New Zealand and Africa and North America and Europe. Asia, I mean, it makes sense because like they're nearby countries, so it's close to come. So 89% makes sense, but that's like still too like, you know, too one-sided. China had the largest numbers. Vietnam, Uzbekistan are 2 and 3. And, yeah, so the increase of students is the effect of Hallyu, the Korean wave over here. Number of foreign students by country of origin, China at a whopping 68,000, Vietnam 43,000, Uzbekistan, Mongolia. Wow, there's a lot of Mongolians. Okay. Japan, I didn't know there were a lot of Japanese people too. The US over here. Yeah, so come on over, everybody. Come on over. And this is very interesting. While Korea struggles with the extinction of majors such as humanities and languages, nobody wants to be in these majors nowadays because the economy is hard. Everyone wants to be an engineer or a CEO or a business owner or I don't know, a mechanic or like just a administrative worker or public service worker, whatever. Nobody's going into humanities and languages because they all say you will starve to death if you study these. But ironically, these are what international students want to learn in Korea, as many find interesting the Korean content and K-pop idols. Their interest in Korean language increased, leading them to major in the Korean language. Now universities are coming up with K-content related masters or majors. Yeah, so that's the so-called Korean dream. Some are here on the road for a better life. Someone from Kyrgyzstan said, I came to Korea when I was young and I was mesmerized by the culture and lifestyle that Korea has. South Korea is a very advanced and developed country, not to mention the fact that you can order 24/7 and have access to almost everything. I think this person is pretty much attracted to this. Yeah. You can't expect a life like here where I come from. Korea is a very safe country to live in while having an abundance of cultural diversity. The quality of life is different. While studying in Korea, I decided I wanted to live here for as long as I can so that I have a better life living here. That's good. That's good. Yeah. However, there is a downside for that. Most of the Southeast Asian students have to earn money while studying in Korea. If students work part-time jobs at convenience stores or a restaurant, they earn around $1,144 per month, a similar amount their parents would earn in 3 to 4 months at home. Is that true? What? Really? Is there that much of a big wage GDP difference or something like that? Wow. Anyways, yeah, the reason these students, mostly from Asia, have to earn money on top of their studies is because they have brokers. Because in order to enter Korea, there are like relentless processes, procedures, and all of that. And these brokers charge every single nitty-gritty, procedure to enter Korea for the Korean language test and documents, bank deposits, and living here and all that, getting student loans, blah, blah, blah. Every step of preparation requires money, thousands of dollars to come even before Korea, so they're in debt while they're here. So, yeah. So they end up working in Korea even after their student visa expires. So that's a little bit of a sad part over here. But right now the demographic crisis is happening, so which means the government, if I understand this right, the government wants more international people coming into Korea to, introduce more people to the population as well, like to the population crisis as well. So, however, However, these foreign students aren't really staying. So if you see here, a lot of people are returning home, and a lot of it is unknown. Maybe they're illegally residing here or whatever. But yeah, so this is the total, and most of them are unknown. But 28, more like 30% return home, which makes sense. I mean, if you're here to study, you're not gonna like live here forever, right? But only 10% is employed in Korea, and 11% enters Korean school. Yes, so if you're interested, go check this article out from the Korea Herald. It was a very thorough article. So, I guess in the future, I hope more international students come. I wish for more diversity. I think Korea is exiting its... I saw an article that Korea is no longer a homogenous society anymore because over like 3% or 5%, if that percentage is non-native or indigenous, homogeneous ethnicity, then it's not called a homogeneous society anymore. And if you just go around the streets, at least in Seoul, if you go to rural areas, it doesn't apply. But at least in Seoul, like, I think 1 in 10 people you see nowadays is like a foreigner. Yeah. If you go to Itaewon, everyone's a foreigner. If you go to Gangnam, everyone's a foreigner. If you go to like these tourist areas, of course, everyone's a foreigner because they're tourists. But just in a daily basis too, if you just go to a random cafe or restaurant nearby, you'll see a lot of foreigners. Yes, for sure. So we welcome you. Come to Korea. And if you can't come to Korea, go visit biroso.net and get your Korean authentic products. Yes, get ready for Korea. Yeah. Let's see. Can I bring my guns if I'm coming from Texas? Try. You can try. But I'm just letting you know you might get deported. Or you could be recruited by the Squid Game frontman. Maybe. I just want to do a foodie tour, to be honest. Yeah, Korea is a good place for foodie tours as well. Rachel, hi. I know I wouldn't be able to live in Korea. I'd have to become a whole new person to live there. I know if I were to go there as I am now, they'd spit me out like a piece of used. What? That's a little bit too harsh. No, we aren't that harsh to foreigners. No. You'd be fine over here. Yeah. Come on. Is it true Korea is very safe to live in? I can guarantee you it's one of the most safest countries you'll ever be in. And there are a lot of anecdotal evidence on the internet from my surroundings, every person I've talked to. It's just very in general, safe in Korea. Of course, there will be bad cases, but that is the same all over the world. You can't, always avoid any kind of zero crimes. There's not going to be zero crimes in any world. So yeah. David is friends with the mayor. I'm not friends with the mayor. No. Would love to go to Korea, but scared of hidden camera. Okay, I cannot decisively say anything about this, but I would just like to relieve a little bit of anxiety on that part. If you just stick to the safe accommodations, you'll be totally fine. I will not say there are zero possibilities that there's going to be hidden camera, but nowadays there have been a lot of patrols and there have been regular checks on hidden camera devices. They do like patrols with like metal detectors and all that regularly in public spaces, public bathrooms, and hotels for sure. If you even go to Love Motels, they have stickers saying that we inspect regularly about hidden cameras. It's been a big problem in the past, but I would say nowadays it's not that much of a big problem. If there is a probability of you getting filmed, I would say you need to be cautious of those Hongdae F boys. Those people are the bigger chances of you getting illegally and secretly filmed rather than like installed cameras. So I would have to say that the probabilities are very, very low. If you are just super cautious and just so worried about hidden cameras enough to make you not want to travel to Korea, I would say that there's nothing wrong about that, but you're missing out a lot. The amount you can gain from Korea, if you say is 95, like then the concerns of hidden cameras should be like 1%. That's what I'm trying to say. Focus on the big part. And if you're super, super cautious, there are protocols on the internet about like, you have your own infrared devices. You can poke into the walls. Like there are blind spots. You can check if you're in an Airbnb or so whatsoever. So yeah, I'm just so sad that like cases of hidden camera, news has been publicized so widely that people are afraid to come to our country because of the hidden camera. I would say like it's not the exact comparison, but you remember when I was so frustrated when people were not trying to come to, they were afraid to come to Korea after the martial law was declared, right? They thought we were in a dictatorship and like tanks were rolling out and people were running with guns. That's not the case. And I understand if you don't know that much about our society, but it's totally perfect and safe to come over here. Yeah, so Korea welcomes you. And Pirozo doesn't ship to Australia. I'm pretty sure we ship to Australia. Yeah. Yes, Trump says he wants H1 people to come to US. I don't know what H1 is, but if I've heard that a lot of Korean immigrants or like workers working in the US right now are rushing to get their visas or their working permits renewed because it's going to get harder for them to stay or reside in the U.S. after the Trump administration. At least that's what the Korean American and Korean communities are saying there. So my friends are like rushing to get their stamps renewed and all that. And there's a lot of concerns, and there's a lot of concerns about immigrant issues as well. But you always have the safe haven over here, Korea. Korea is very friendly with the U.S. You won't find that much of a difference. So come over to Korea. Yes. Yeah. Anyways, okay. So that was it for the news for today. And one last thing before we go, of course, I need to shout out to our favorite sponsor of the show, Sue House, over here in the banner section. So you can get free events, tours, parties, classes, and more at Sue House. Download the app Sue House on Google Play Store and Apple App Store. You can meet unique people. You can learn Korean on the app. You can text them. You can actually meet them in person. You can attend group activities and all that, all through Sue House. They actually had an event booth at SeoulCon, but SeoulCon got canceled. Too bad. I think they were active for at least 2 days already. So go check out Sue House Official on their Instagram account. They have regular updates and posts about what kind of activities they're having. They're having winter kimchi parties at Hongdae, at the party rooms. I think the booth is still active at SeoulCon right now until the 31st. If you want to go drop by and say hi to Sue and say that you're watching KPC and that led you there, that would be really appreciated. And you can go to the snowball party, language exchanges, and all this looks very, very fun, right? Meet genuine friends. Don't go to Hongdae clubs and meet a fuckboy and, get, messed up. Snow festival, you can go to ski tours together, ski packages, ice festivals, ski resorts, all that kind of stuff. You can make kimchi together. You can meditate together. You can learn Korean together. A lot of these things happening. Parties, Korean pairing events. Wow. Okay. That looks interesting. So yeah, a lot of these activities. So please go check out Sue House. And thank you for sponsoring KPC, a live stream, as usual. I couldn't shout out Sue House, unfortunately, on the last live stream because of the tragedy, and I thought it was inappropriate to monetize or shout out to any sponsors back then. But yes, thank you to Sue House again. Please do check out their Instagram. And also, if you go to their website over here, you can check out these reviews over here. And all that kind of stuff. Your gateway to language, culture, and social. So yes. Last but not least, one last thing I would like to let you know. So we were talking about 2024 K-pop comebacks and all that kind of stuff, right? So if you want K-pop reactions monthly to 10 or like 9 to 10 of the hottest comebacks of every single month, and you want to see my reactions, me getting hyped, you want, some joy and dopamine for the week, for the month, check out Patreon over here. This is patreon.com/Korean Pizza Club. And for $3, you can support me in general. You can get K-pop reactions for just $5 a month. We already have 28 members. You can get early access of the raw full version of podcast episodes. I know it has been slow, but I have been uploading them. And this is the most recommended tier over here. If you donate $10 per month, we have the most members over here, 44